Shalom, call halal Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. That's all praise to the Most High and His Son Yahushua for giving us this truth. Brother Khan coming at y'all with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. The title of this video is going to be titled, "The Other Nations Will Not Enjoy the Kingdom of Heaven Like as the Israelites." This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 25, and it reads, "But that which ye have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule over them with a rod of iron, as the vessel of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I receive of my Father." So the other nations is going to be held in check in the kingdom. Israel will have power over the nations, man. We're going to have authority over the other nations. You know what I'm saying? This is what you Israelites got to understand, because you got certain Israelite groups that defend the other nations, man, and try to save the other nations. But, you know what I'm saying, they misinterpret the book of Matthew, chapter 8. And we're going to deal with that. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 8, verse 11. And it reads, "And I say unto you that many shall come from the east and west, and shall sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven." Verse 12, "But the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into utter darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth." So they misinterpret this scripture, bro. That scripture, when it say that the other nations are going to sit down with Abraham and with Isaac and Jacob, they're going to be counseled. They're going to be held in check. And we're going to get that. This is the book of Luke. We're going to prove that. It's the book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 16. We're going to prove that. Just because you're sitting down with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that don't necessarily mean that we're equal in the kingdom. No, we're going to rule over the other nations. This is the book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 16, and it reads, "Then came the first, saying, Lord, thy pound have gained 10 pounds. And he said unto him, Well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities." So the servants of the Most High, they're going to have authority over 10 cities, bro. Many cities, not just 10, but many cities, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have authority. So if you have authority, that means that you have dominion and rule. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have different counselors set up in those cities, man. You know what I'm saying? Different politicians. We're going to take over the cities, man. We're going to have it in righteousness, because Babylon the Great is not in righteousness. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to rule over many cities, man. You know? So if you got politicians and counselors, of course you're going to sit down with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because you got to be taught. You know what I'm saying? You was worshiping idols. You was worshiping different deities. We're going to set you straight. You're going to keep the commandments in the kingdom of the Most High. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what the scriptures are saying. You're going to be held in check by keeping the commandments. Did not they do that with the so-called Negroes? When we was when the white man had us in slavery, they was beating us and making us submit. We're gonna make the other nations submit by Shema Mashiach Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? So let me go to the book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 23, just to prove it, that the nations are gonna cleave on, but they're gonna have their position in the kingdom of the Most High. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 23, and it reads, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that which is a Jew, saying, We will go with you, for we have heard that Yahweh is with you." So the Most High is going to be with us. We're going to get the power. We're going to go back to that ruling class of people. You see what I'm saying? We're going to go back to that ruling class of people. And, you know what I'm saying, the other nations is going to be in subjection. You know what I'm saying? It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 12, verse 6. Let's get that too. And it reads, "In that day will I make the governors," see, there go the word governors, so you're going to have governors, right, of Judah like a hearth of fire among the wood, and like a torch of fire in a sheaf. And they shall devour all the people round about on the right hand and on the left. And Jerusalem shall be inhabited again in her own place, even in Jerusalem. So you're going to have governors set up, man. So of course they're going to sit down with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because they're going to have to be governed. You know what I'm saying? But the ones, when Yahweh Shah spoke about Matthew chapter, in the book of Matthew, when he spoke in Matthew 8, when he said that the children of the kingdom is going to be counted, they're going to be sent to the utter darkness. It's going to be well in the gnashing of teeth. Those are the 2/3 that don't get this truth on this side. They're going to be destroyed, 2/3 of our people. So that's what Yahweh Shah was speaking about. Okay? So yeah, you're going to have governors, man. You're going to have rulers. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have senators and politicians in the nation of Israel, bro. And we're going to get the nations in check, man. Off of the laws of the Most High, because we're going to master the laws of the Most High. The Most High is going to put his laws into us, and we're going to do it perfectly, man. Ain't going to be no mess ups in the kingdom. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, okay, verse 7. And it reads, "And the Lord Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee." So all the curses is going to be put on the other nations, man, for what they did to the nation of Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to go into captivity. They're going to be put in bondage with harsh rigor. You know what I'm saying? Because what goes around comes around, you know? So they're going to be in the kingdom, you know what I'm saying? But they're not going to be equal to the Israelites. They're going to have their places in the kingdom of the Most High. So let's get this. This is the book of Lamentation, Salakia. Lamentation chapter 4, verse 21. And it reads, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwell in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked." Verse 22. "The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He shall visit, Salaki, he will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom, and he will discover thy sins." So, you know what I'm saying? The Edomites is going to, that's the chief nation in the book of Psalms 83. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's the #1 nation that's going to go into captivity. All the other nations is going to go into captivity, but the Edomites, you see, the Edomites is going to be dealt with very harshly for what they did to the nation of Israel, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, you know? So the curses is going to fall upon these nations for their sins. As a matter of fact, let's go to Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships." So this is what happened to the so-called blacks coming to the shores of America, you know what I'm saying? South America, North America, different parts of Brazil, you know what I'm saying? This is what happened to the so-called Negroes. Oh, Latinos and Native American Indians. But I'm speaking about the Negroes because we are the head tribe. We are the tribe of Judah. So we speak for all the other tribes of Israel. So it's saying the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies. So this is what's going to happen to the other nations. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be sold. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I hope this video was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. The other nations is not going to be in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Living it up like the Israelites. And with that, Shalom.